Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly unedited garden stroll where I show up looking like this and then we walk around and see what's good, what's bad, what's happening in the garden. I want to start today, by the way, filming this Saturday evening. Unfortunately, we have a lime emergency, so Mr. Much More Patient has run to the store. This may not be a sip and stroll because I'm going to wait to have my gin and tonic, and I don't think we have any limes yet. I know, the tragedy, right? Let's talk about a couple of things on the deck. Well, one mostly. I did not get a chance to show you guys these planters, which I think this could end up being my favorite thing of the whole year, to be honest. So this is Tokyo Sky's Aspidistra from Southern Living Plant Collection. If you recall, I sort of begged one of these, even though they're not going to be on the market till next year or maybe even the year after. And they were nice to send me one, and I split it in half. So one is here, one is over in the planter over there. Put it with some purple bellvine. This is mine, grown from seed. Check it out. It's looking great. A little bit of Coralina Super Bells, which is, you know, pretty pathetic at the moment, but I'm going to show you one that's looking great. And this is a sweet potato vine. I don't remember what it's called, but look at how pretty the flowers on the end of it are. It's getting a little discolored here. Like, I don't know if maybe it's, the new foliage looks nice. I don't know. I think it'll grow out of it. So the sister plant is over here. Oh, and then I used Diamond Frost Euphorbia in here, which I thought like just kind of carried over the speckling in the Aspidistra. This one has the nicer super bells in it. Oh, and a wire vine, of course. But I didn't show you guys this. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this planter. If you don't follow me there, you should, at Impatient Gardener. But this is kind of a new addition here. Again, we're keeping with the white theme. And this is Coralina. Now, this is what Coralina should look like. And the reason I did all these Coralinas up here is because I painted my door, screen door over there, basically Coralina. So there's lots of coral, and I like this Coraline Super Bells. Yeah, I was kind of done with Calibrachoa for a while. Last year I grew a couple. Damn if they didn't perform so well. So now I'm back on Calibrachoa and kind of off of petunias for a little bit. Big banana number 1 is over there, hopefully going in the ground tomorrow. All the house plants except for the ficus are coming out. If we work up the energy, we'll do it tonight. It's really a process to get that thing out. I mean, it doesn't have to go that far, but it's a test of physics to get that thing out the door. It's a good thing it only moves in and out once a year. So that is what's happening up here on the deck. Last week we talked a little bit about the Rosy Teacups Dogwood, which I'm sure you're getting sick of me talking about, but it actually got better. You know, these things, the thing is that these bracts just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so this is the view from up here, which is one of the beautiful things with this tree, is that we kind of get to overlook it. By the way, this is a grafted willow that I need to go in there and thin. Every year I thin it dramatically. I haven't done it yet, and it's like just like cousin it in there. So let's take a look down here at how beautiful. I mean, these have probably gotten, I don't know, I mean, they're quite big now. And you can tell they're starting to fade. So we're towards the end of enjoying those. We've got some Allium Christophii there. This is shade plants hiding over here. Allium Christophii in here. Arabella clematis, which I let sort of ramble through here, is starting to bloom. There's a Sanguisorba back there starting to bloom. Oh, look, this is the, oh, I'm just noticing we got so many bunny problems, you guys. There's Phlomis tuberosa blooming. Isn't that cool? I love that plant. I love the way it blooms. I guess you know what, little sneak peek for you guys. This will show up in a video, but a little sneak peek because I like you people who hang out for me for these bizarre videos. I have planted up much of the front border here. We're gonna wait for this alyssum to grow in, but the feature here is these guys. So these are big mangaves. This is Navajo Princess. I've been very fortunate with plant companies being kind of nice to me this year. And while I haven't gotten like any big loads of plants or anything, I have gotten a few select really lovely plants, including these. Walter's Gardens did send me these plants, these mangavis, on a giant rack for 3 plants. It's crazy. Anyway, so this is a different look for this front border before. I've done Wild Magic Basil in here for the last, gosh, 4 or 5 years. Moved that somewhere else this year, and this is this year. And again, this is all underplanted with little alyssum. So I'm waiting for those to sort of, I think once those grow in, like we just have to wait for that to grow before that's gonna look good. This is sweet blue something clematis, just finishing up now. We've talked about this crazy Kinsley's ghost, which we'll deal with soon. I do believe that the brown thrashers have fledged that nest. I don't see them going in and out of here, so I think tomorrow I'm going to be able to clean out the urn and plant the urn and then work in this garden a little bit, which I've not been able to do because of their nest there. Oh, this is Stand By Me clematis. We've got several of them in here. That's starting to bloom here. Not too long ago, I was talking about how sort of ugly this blue magoo Picea eaglemani was because it keeps losing these branches from the bottom. But you don't really notice it because I have, this is Alba luxurians clematis that I grew up this tree, and I've just kind of loosely tied it up there, and now it just is going to go up and work its way through. It's actually all the way up to that branch. So, and it has a white flower with kind of a green little tinge on it. Really pretty. This all gold Hacklemacloa is huge this year. Great, which is great. You couldn't ask for a better combination than that spruce and that all gold. The bunnies. The bunny that I keep chasing in these videos probably will pop out at any moment now, have really been destructive this week. So I've ordered a trap. I will probably just catch possums and turn around and release them and then catch them again, which is what usually happens, but I'm trying to do something. So we're gonna talk a lot about climbing hydrangeas. This is this one along the garage, blooming here, planted in, I believe, there's a chipmunk right there. Ay, ay, ay. Again, the wild kingdom here. I think it was planted in 2011. So that's that one. That's growing nicely around the top. I don't think it's going to make the pergola this year, but it might. Blue kazoo spirea is starting to flower here. I've not stepped foot in this garden over here, so it's a little wild over there. But what we looked at last week, this border that we looked at last week, might also be looking better than it was last week. I could not remember the name of this allium last week. This is Allium nigrum. It's a later flowering one, and it has these sort of half dome flowers. It's a very, very nice one. I have not yet remembered the name of this sanguisorba. I think somebody mentioned blackthorn, and that might be it. So again, this border just looking so good. And really, I have to say that the nigrums popping up through here is a really good touch, I think. There's all sorts of, I mean, that's the cousinette willow there. I thought I had pulled out all these geraniums, but I clearly still have it. I think that's Johnson's Blue back there. I'm looking at Boom Chocolata. Looks like somebody ate that. Go figure. This is where the banana's gonna go, so I will deal with that then. This garden's still looking good. It's been avoided the wrath so far, knock on wood, of the bunnies. Okay, we've come around the corner, and can you see it from here? Do you see the climbing hydrangea? Let's just make our way over there, because one must appreciate this view when we have it. It is just, it's like a pillar of flower. So, so, so pretty. So this is Hydrangea petiolaris. It is the species climbing hydrangea. It is not false hydrangea. That's the one that Proven Winners has had a couple of new varieties come out with late in the past couple of years. This is just species, that's false hydrangea vine. And I don't grow that. Well, actually I have one and it has never done much for me, but it grows beautifully at Chanticleer Garden. So I think it's also a great option. Anyway, that is the gorgeous, stunning climbing hydrangea there. The astrantia is starting to bloom and we've got a couple of colors here. I know one of these is called just Sparkling Stars, but one might be like Sparkling Stars Red. So this is sort of the, and I don't know if you can see this, but can you see the little stamens just like kind of dance around in there? Such a pretty plant. So that's sort of the darker color. And then this is the other one. This might just, I don't know if this is Sparkling Stars Pink, but so this one's starting to flower too. The texture is looking really good in here. I have not spent much time in there yet this year, but as I finish getting things in the ground, more of that will be happening. My peony is blooming. You're probably going just now, and yep, this is when our peonies bloom. So there's a beautiful bloom. I don't know this variety. This plant was here when we moved here, and it's the last, I believe it is the last plant remaining in this garden from when we bought this house. So I kind of leave it here out of, I don't know, out of a sense of belonging or history or something. Wine and Roses, Weigela. I mean, it just does its thing. I don't do anything to it. It just does its thing. I have this sitting over this plant because the deer came along at night and ate this. So I've been spraying everything, but also they ate that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else over there I want to show you. I don't think so. This garden is now planted up. I do need to prop up the clematis again. So a variety of 2 or 3 different types of low growing dahlias in here. And then this is purple ball. I think I showed you this last week, purple ball basil. And then you've seen this before. And then over here I did, and this, you know, I will tell you this Wild Magic basil always looks terrible until it starts looking good. And we're at the looking terrible portion of this. This is Wild Magic basil, Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and then I put some zinnias through here. Let's hope we can keep that protected. The Iteas, I feel terrible that I said bad things about Fizzy Mizzy Itea, because look at how cute it is. And they're starting to flower. I just should have planted more of them. That's all. I just should have had 3 more than what I have here. And if I see them, if I happen to come across them, although I'm kind of done shopping for the year, I also should look for some more watermelon coleus to kind of fill that hole in a little bit there. These hydrangeas planted just last year are looking so good. These are all hydrangea arborescens, but they're really budded up nicely, looking good. The bottle brush buckeyes are appreciating the rain, although we haven't had much lately. I'm not complaining. Sometimes it sounds like I'm complaining, but I don't mean to. I do think we're gonna get rain here shortly, maybe tonight. I mean, oh, it's a squirrel this time. Oh, and it's such a cheeky little bugger shaking its tail at me. Anyway, bronze fennel can be thuggish, but this is a pretty and somewhat accidental combination here. So this is Silver Linings Artemisia, new this year. This is just feverfew, and then this is all surrounded by bronze fennel. I think it's beautiful. I do love the flowers too. You just have to be careful about cutting them back. I want to show, well, first of all, Allium Christophii over here looking just so pretty. Just blooming away, doing its thing. But the big thing over here is all the irises are blooming now. So these are Japanese irises, I believe. So I planted these along the bank last year and they look so pretty in here. Very nice. Nice to see those doing well there. Nepeta subsessilis Blue Prelude. I love this plant. These flowers will keep blooming and blooming and blooming. Deer resistant. Just nice, big, nice size of a plant. And you know, something other than our usual Nepeta that we are often growing. This is Caradonna starting to flower here. I kind of shot over the pretty other dogwood, but we looked at it last week. Well, let's walk that way anyway. Saw a chipmunk go down this hole yesterday. I keep filling them in, but I imagine there's just a tunnel under there. Are we going to talk about the mullion I say I'm going to pull out every week and haven't yet? More Nepeta Blue Prelude. This is Millennia Transparent, which will put up beautiful wispy flowers. Some pretty geraniums over here. Feverfew kind of going a little crazy, but here's the beautiful big apple dogwood, which is now grown through the deer screen. I'll be honest with you, I don't love the deer screen on it, but on the other hand, actually, yeah, see it's growing through, I'll have to cut it off. But on the other hand, like, it's just like one less thing I have to worry about, you know? So, but I mean, beautiful. I was thinking that maybe the flowers on this, because it's not really known for its flowers, it's known for its fruit. I thought maybe the flowers wouldn't be so pretty on it, but I don't know. I think it's gorgeous. I kind of love it. And I'm really happy with how good that foliage is looking on it. Okay, let's double back. I just want to point out that the cornus moss this year has just like, it's, okay, planted as a big, it was big. It was a big tree when we bought it, but that was 2020. And I feel like just this year something happened and it just popped and went nuts. And it is doing what it's supposed to do, which is growing wide. So it grows up and then it grows wide. Because it's a multi-stem, you know, I may have to prune some of these lower branches in time, but I'm thrilled. And we planted this because we wanted it as a bit of a visual block from back on the patio, and it does provide that. Here's a close-up of these irises. They're the deepest purple. What kind are they? I have to look it up. I bought them from Intrinsic last year. Okay, let's keep her moving. We're starting to get some flowers on the comfrey. That's looking good. I've managed to keep the hostas intact over here so far this year. I am okay, I'm so excited to plant up these hanging baskets, which we've been looking at for how long now. I ordered some really special ferns for them. So I'm waiting for those ferns to come before I go in there. I am gonna clear out some of this sweet woodruff when I do that too. I have not been in this garden yet. I have all kinds of replacement plants for some things that have not done well here, but I've not been over here yet. This is crystal blue salvia. It's a really good one. If you like this color of salvia, it's a very good one. It reblooms very, very well for me. And it's good. And it's mixed with, it's supposed to be mixed with something here, I think, Blue Hill. But I think we did mostly crystal blue. There is some Blue Hill over here. This is purple flame iris. So you can kind of see down here that some of the lower stems are still purple. It does kind of lose that purple. But this is the flower on it. It's beautiful as an iris. These two plants planted 2 years ago. Look at how huge they are. And I'm all about it. I think that looks great. Interesting that the forget-me-nots have made their way down the drainage creek here. That's so Wisconsin of me. I think we've looked at all this. The alliums are really starting to come up. These are the ambassador alliums, which are, last year I feel like they were a little bigger, but they have the tightest flower head on them. Very, very pretty. Quite nice. And I think I Showed you this allium last week too. And the Amsonia, this is string theory, still flowering over here. There's a very fat bumblebee enjoying it right now. So, looking good over here actually. I'm gonna fill in this area this year with, because we lost a lot of plants here. I talked about that a little bit on some of these videos, and I do have a video I'm working on, it's just it's a long edit. We lost a fair amount of plants in this specific spot this year. So I'm gonna fill in some of these holes with dahlias this year. I am tantalizingly close to having the greenhouses empty. Very, very, very close. Hopefully tomorrow, which means we can get these down. It's always a good day when the greenhouses come down. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. We're getting close. I'm putting the, you know, just kind of work my way through the dahlias. I do like this kind of view from here too. I mean, just looking through here with the nigrum alliums coming up. Oh, it's pretty. Pretty pretty. And this isn't so bad either with rosy teacups. These sanguisorbas are way, way, way taller than they were last year. I'm debating on whether I should try to stake them right now. They did fall over on me last year. There's nothing as optimistic as a gardener who thinks a plant won't fall over when it always does. Let me get you a close-up of the what's happening over here. So there's the Phlomis tuberosa. Looks like I put this pink salvia is either pink profusion or like fashionista was the other one. And then here's this beautiful sanguisorba here. That's a very pretty little combo there. I like that. Okay, that's the stroll for this week. Thanks for following along on these. I had no videos between the last stroll and this one, which is not to say that there aren't 4 videos in various states of editing. I just got a little behind last week. So maybe this week. I don't even want to promise anymore. But I did plant up the window box today, so there is a video on that coming soon. And the window box is something new with the window box happening too. So that should be a good video. Lots of other ones coming too. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a great week in your garden. I feel like we're starting to get to the good part. I'm almost finished putting things in the ground. I'm almost to the part where I can just sort of hang out in my garden and make little changes without having to like work up an enormous sweat, or work up an enormous sweat if I feel like it, which is also kind of fun. Sometimes you just want to do that. So I think we're getting to the good part here. Also, I think it's supposed to be very hot here this week, which is so strange for our weather because we had a night that was in the 40s last week. So anyway, that's the update here. I hope things are going great in your garden, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I so appreciate it, and I so appreciate you. Have a great day in your garden, everybody. Bye-bye.